What just happened in this game might change. Watch what CJ Stroud does on this next play. This was the moment everyone realized the Chiefs might actually be in trouble. Stay with us, because what happens next will change how you see this team. The Chiefs have looked untouchable for years. So what happens when that all falls apart in one night? Tonight felt different. With the AFC race tightening and Kansas City sliding for the first time in years, this wasn't just another game. This was survival. Meanwhile, across from them stood Houston, a surging Texans squad behind a red-hot CJ Stroud and a defense that refuses to blink, even in Arrowhead. So how does a team with championship DNA end up fighting for every inch on their own field while an upstart challenger walks in playing like they've been here for years? Stick with this, because the moment that flipped this entire matchup didn't look dangerous at all when it happened. But that tiny, harmless-looking play changed everything you thought you knew about this game. So here's the real question. When was the last time we saw Patrick Mahomes, the common chaos magician, catch his own deflected pass while scrambling for his life? That single play told you everything about how uncomfortable Kansas City was. Their offensive line was barely holding together, and the Chiefs weren't just pressured, they were hunted. Danielle Hunter ripped off the edge, and Will Anderson Jr. crashed in like he knew the snap count by heart. The walls were closing in on every dropback. It instantly echoed past KC games where protection collapsed and Mahomes had to improvise just to survive. Pure backyard football in the NFL spotlight. But here's the twist. Even as he fought to keep the offense alive, you could sense a bigger shift coming. A fumble appeared harmless at first, until it detonated chaos. And once it happened, nothing in this game would ever feel the same again. How does a drive that starts falling apart suddenly explode into a touchdown that makes you sit up and say, wait, did that just happen? That's exactly what went down when CJ Stroud, staring down a patchwork Chiefs secondary, started carving them up like he had the playbook memorized. And that lingering, what if, keeps you glued to every snap, wondering if Kansas City can even find a rhythm before the clock runs out. What happens when a former star running back literally bounces off a defender like he's made of rubber and punches in a must-score touchdown? That's exactly what sparked a brief glimmer of hope for Kansas City. For a second, it felt like the old Chiefs' magic was back, the kind of comeback drives we've seen a million times. Mahomes rallies the troops, Arrowhead goes absolutely ballistic, and suddenly it feels like, okay, here we go. They're not done yet. But here's the kicker. Even after that score, the Texans weren't rattled. Not even a little bit. They had answers lined up, defensive plays that made you sit there going, wait, can KC's offense even get it together at this point? Because every time Kansas City tried to build momentum, Houston was right there to slam the door shut. And you can feel it building, that edge of your seat, white-knuckle kind of suspense where you're literally leaning forward for every snap. Because in a game like this, the next play could flip everything. Or it could bury the Chiefs for good.